me. I apologize for the screen size, but you guys will have access to the PDF so you can look at it later on if you aren't able to capture it in your notes. So today we are actually going to dive into prepping for the holidays to stay on track without missing out. And yes, this is focused more towards Thanksgiving, but obviously we have Christmas and Hanukkah and the New Year and all of the amazing holidays coming up. So obviously you can do this for multi-purpose. So we are going to dive in. And this is just a little bit about myself. Some of you guys already know, but again, it's there for those that we may have that are new to joining us, kind of know a little bit of my story, and you guys can read that a little bit later. So I do keep that in there so you guys kind of know how I got started. And we are going to dive in to the first piece of this, and it's basically focusing on the holiday mindset. You know, we say all the time with everything, it's all about mindset. If you're in the right mindset, you can basically conquer the world, is the way I like to look at it. So for this, we are focusing on our holiday mindset. So you don't have to choose between fun and healthy. Keep that in mind. And the holidays are about connecting and not necessarily chaos. Now, yes, we may have crazy family members, friends, and what have you, but we're not going to let that rain on our parade. We're going to enjoy the holidays. We're going to enjoy the nutritious food, and we're going to try our best to stay on track. And it's not all or nothing. It's balance with intention. So if you can remember these key things going into it, you'll have ultimate success. Focus on how you want to feel, not necessarily what you're skipping out on. I know a lot of times when we go to birthday parties, for example, we go into it going, oh, well, I can't have that cake. You know, we go to Thanksgiving dinner and it's, oh, I'm not going to be able to have that pie. If you constantly tell yourself that, it is going to be an obstacle. So these key things are the main thing that if you can go ahead and get in that right holiday mindset, you're really going to see a change when you get to actually experience the holidays and the true meaning and everything as far as the holidays, but also enjoy the good, nutritious food. And you're not going to be missing out on anything, I promise. Then your common holiday traps. So where we get off track is, for instance, skipping meals, and then we overeat later. Holidays can be chaotic with so much going on, a good chaotic. But a lot of times, we'll skip meals, or again, later on, we're like, oh my goodness, I have this excruciating headache. I've been going, Christmas shopping and decorating and entertaining, and then you end up overeating. So that is an item that we have to keep in the forefront of our mind that we want to try to overcome. Also, grabbing quick bites while stressed. Saying, oh, I'll just start over in January. That's a big one that so many people say, especially the last 3 months of the year. And then forgetting your water and protein goals, because that's something that you may remember on a regular basis. But once you get busy in the hustle and bustle and entertaining and visiting with all your family and friends and going to all the events, you do forget some of those day-to-day goals. So we want to make sure that we can remember those so that we can get through it successfully. And then letting travel and parties throw off our rhythm. And that's when we then tend to jump back and say, well, I'll just start over in January. I'm not even going to worry about it. And we don't want to do that. So if you can just keep in mind where you can get off track, and again, you have that positive mindset, you have those few items that you're going to focus on going into the holidays, the more successful you'll be. And then our reset strategy. So you plan to stay balanced and confident. And so you're going to prep smart, and you'll have 2 to 3 reset approved meals ready at all times. That's something that you should do on a regular basis going into the week. That's something I recommend. Some people like to have different items every single day, but if you can at least have 2 to 3 items handy and accessible, you'll be able to stay on track. And if you happen to veer off, you can get right back on in the snap of a finger. Pack your protein. Every meal should be roughly 20 to 30 grams of protein minimum. Obviously, that's going to change depending on your personal goal as well as your weight, but that's a good rule of thumb if you can kind of gear towards getting those items that have more protein content, and then make sure that they're packed and ready in the event that you need them. And then hydrate first. good rule of thumb, half your body weight in ounces of water daily. And so we want to make sure that we're going to continue to do that even during the holidays. And then choose treats, don't chase them. So enjoy your favorite 1 to 2 without guilt, and that way you can kind of have them on hand. I actually have a few items because I love desserts. I wouldn't say it's a complete weakness. I do have self-control, but around the holidays, I really do like to enjoy, some sweets, but I'd rather have some that are approved and some that won't make me feel blah later and that are actually really good for me. And then reset quickly. So, like I mentioned, if you get off plan, just get right back on. Don't beat yourself up about it. Again, it's all about mindset and having your tools in your toolbox ready. So, one meal off plan does not equal off track. Just get right back on for the next meal. And I think that's something that sounds so simple to all of us, but we're all human. And that's an area that it's real easy. Once we get off, it's like, oh, whatever, I'll just deal with it later. Instead of saying, okay, I just ate the wrong thing. It made me feel yucky. Next time I eat, which will be the next meal of the day, I'm going to make sure to get back on track. And so it's all that psychological game of making sure that you have things in your toolbox ready so that you can utilize them even during the crazy and fun-filled holidays. So here's basically a few items that I have panned out as far as festive, flavorful, fully on plan, whether you're cooking for the meals or maybe you're going to friends or families for the holidays and you're bringing a dish, or maybe you want to share some of these recipes so that they can have these items ready for you, whatever you choose, whatever situation. But as far as the savory, turkey and cranberry mini meatloaves, holiday harvest chicken bowls, delicata squash rings. You can do that with any vegetable where you do them like in the air fryer or the oven of your choice. Reset cornbread dressing without the corn. Believe it or not, it is delicious. And I'm a big cornbread person. So it's absolutely amazing. And then your sweets, gingerbread chia pudding, pumpkin pie protein muffins, cranberry orange holiday muffins, creamy pumpkin protein pudding, or avocado key lime pie, and it's pie without the crust, or peppermint mocha protein shake. And I left the E off that, and that's going to drive me crazy. I will fix that. Actually, my mouth is absolutely watering after listing all those items. But all of those items can be prepped and ready to go. And I'll tell you one thing that I do is I'll make a few things that interest me and I'll go ahead and make them and freeze them. And that way, once Thanksgiving, for example, comes around, if I happen to go to somebody else's house, I can make sure I either eat prior or I bring it with me, or I offer to bring one of the dishes and that's my contribution. And then it's something that I know that I can consume. So you want to make it easy for yourself. Everyone's going to be different. But these are items that you can definitely enjoy on plan and you can fit everyone's needs. And the next is going to be to smart swap. We want you to enjoy the flavors you love, just do it smarter. So obviously your traditional, just a few traditional items, mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberry sauce, peppermint latte, all the various pies. And basically I have laid out where we have some swaps. So just because you love mashed potatoes doesn't mean you can't have it in a different form that's healthier and on plan for you. So I do like a cauliflower mash, which would be similar to mashed potatoes with garlic and broth and seasoning. And honestly, I can't even tell the difference. I love it. Cornbread dressing, where you can use quinoa and herbs. Cranberry chia jam, which would be in place of like a cranberry sauce. Protein peppermint mocha, and pumpkin protein muffins, which I mentioned before. A lot of these items, like I said, I'll make ahead of time, go ahead and freeze, and then just pull out as needed. So that's something, keep in your back pocket that may be easy for you, especially if you're going to be traveling or going to multiple friends or families' houses. Or maybe you're having many people over multiple days in a row or throughout the holiday season, and you just want to have some things on hand that it's easy for you to pull out. So again, just keep that in mind. Make it easy for you and work smarter, not harder. Hydration and glow. This is gonna be a big piece that, again, we kind of get off kilter. We wanna make sure that you stay hydrated, stay glowing. I know I mentioned that the good rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces, which more than likely you guys probably already do. I tell people if you can at least aim for 128 ounces a day, use that gallon jug as a tracker, that's even better. But again, your good rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces. I personally drink a gallon of water a day, flush out those bad toxins, keeps me full when needed, it keeps me hydrated, and then add electrolytes. For example, we have Max 2O, which I am obsessed with. I think I would literally drink it every single time I drink water if I could, because it's so delicious. But that would be another item that you could add for flavor, because I know not everyone is big water drinkers. So just an idea. And then watch for your hidden dehydrators. So coffee, alcohol, sugar, obviously during the holiday season, we may consume a little bit more than norm as we're at these parties and festivities and with family and friends having a good time. Just keep that in mind. Make sure to also have your water so that you can stay hydrated. And then drink a full glass of water before every meal if possible. That again gives you that jump start. And then before you dive into the meal, it's actually going to help you as far as feeling full. And it has obviously multiple health benefits. Let's see if I can go. There we go. And then mindful moments. You want to make sure to feed your soul. So even though we talk about your mindset, we talk about how you physically can consume the good nutrition during the holiday season and how you can plan and prep, you also want to feed your soul. So you want to maybe step outside between meals, especially if it's like a day-long event with family and friends. You want to make sure to breathe deeply before you eat. Savor your flavors. Try not to multitask. And then gratitude resets the mind faster than sugar ever could. And remember that. And believe it or not, it's going to make the world of difference. So, it's all one big happy package that can make you absolutely successful. So if you can put some of this into effect before we even get to the holidays, you're off to the races. And then let's talk real talk. You can enjoy the holidays and keep your results. You've worked so hard the first 9 months of this year, and more than likely prior to that as well. So just keep that in mind that you have worked so hard and you want to stay on track, but don't stress because we're not perfect. It's okay. Don't restrict yourself. You're just redefining treat yourself. Progress feels better than regret, and prep gives you peace of mind, and that's the best gift of all. So pick items that you enjoy that are easy for you. Don't make this complex. And if you only want to spend an hour prepping all this stuff for the holidays, guess what? You can do it. Just pick the items that will help you to do that. And are you ready to prep for the holidays? Because I have no doubt that you guys have full access to all the tips and tricks, and you can be absolutely successful. And I'm going to show you guys some of the items I've prepped, and then I will be able to share these recipes with you guys that you can also share with others if you would like. And hopefully it will help you in this holiday season. And don't forget that we do have a Facebook group. Many of you are probably a part of that, but make sure that you join there so you can get the replay, as well as sharing pics and ideas and food swaps and all the things that we can interact and make this an even better group. And give me 1 second and I'm going to share so that I can show you guys the food that I have, if I can get back to it. Let's see. Okay. Well, it would help if my camera was on. Otherwise, y'all are just going to have to close your eyes and envision it. There we go. All right. Let's see. You guys got me? We're good? Awesome. Okay. So first of all, I mentioned the cranberry orange muffins. Absolutely amazing. And I made these this morning, plan on freezing them. They're delicious. Actually, there's 2 missing. I won't tell you who may or may not have eaten them. And then we have our cornbread. My hands are clean. And I've cut all the cornbread up that I'm actually going to package and freeze. And then we have our protein balls that you guys already have this recipe, but it's a great chocolate item that you can have out. The zucchini brownies in a cup. I'm going to have these on hand for the holiday as well. And then I have my cranberry chia jam, which I made this morning. And that way I can utilize it for multiple things. I have my cauliflower mash, which is absolutely delicious, that I plan on having with my meatloaf. And I've made these mini meatloaves, and actually, if you can see them, there's actually 2 in here that I made and vacuum packed to freeze, and I plan on pulling these out as needed. We also have our pumpkin pie protein muffins that I'm going to have available. And some of these are going to be breakfast, some are going to be lunch, some are going to be dinner. It just, depends what I feel like. This is going to be, well, it is my avocado, so good, key lime pie without the crust. And actually, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I put this in a container and froze it a month ago in this little container where I could put them in the different little cubicles, and pulled it out, and it tastes just like I made it today. So I would definitely recommend doing things like that where you're not having to wait to the last minute. And this is one of my new favorites that I'm not going to lie, I was very against trying this because once you see what's all in it, you're going to go, I don't know about that. This is going to be your creamy pumpkin protein pudding. So all of these items have protein in it. So that way I can make sure to get my protein in daily. And so I have cinnamon on top. And if I feel like it, I will put some of this dairy-free Cool Whip, just a little dollop on top, with some walnuts that are toasted with monk fruit that some of you guys probably already do. And it is, oh my goodness, like I think I would eat it every single day if I could. So good, all on plan. And basically all of these items I can freeze and then just pull them out as needed. So that kind of decreases that stress and that chaos during the holiday season. And I'm not going to tell you guys what's in this creamy pumpkin protein pudding. You're just going to have to see the recipe for yourself. But you're going to trust me, that is absolutely delicious, especially if you're a pumpkin person. And don't be stubborn like me. Go ahead and dive in and make it and eat it, because it took me a while to dive in. But now I'm absolutely obsessed. So thank you guys so very much. I'm now going to open the floor for questions.